If we don't act now, my island nation will be submerged by the rising sea.
If we don't act now, the Arctic ecosystem will be lost forever.
If we don't act now, our forests will turn into deserts.
Hotter temperatures and drought will threaten our farmlands.
Our emissions will continue to pollute the air.
If we don't act now, warmer oceans will cause more severe storms like Hurricane Katrina.
If we don't act now,
This is climate change.
This is climate change.
This is
Climate change.
climate change.
There is something you can do about it.
help seal the deal.
Welcome to this week's edition of Seal the Deal. My name is Flemmick Webb. All eyes will be on Copenhagen this December when world leaders gather for COP15, the United Nations Climate Change Conference. The success of the conference will be determined by the implementation of strategies and targets in a fair and balanced agreement that promotes a global green economy. Changing the way we live and work is vital in the fight against climate change, and companies across the world are already transforming their working practices. One such industry is IT and communications, thought to be the third fastest growing sector in 2010.
India has benefited from an average annual GDP growth rate of 5.8% for the past 2 decades, making the economy one of the fastest growing in the world. Companies like Wipro are among the leaders who have charted this journey. In the 1970s, Wipro embarked on an ambitious phase of expansion and diversification and began to look into business opportunities in the IT and computing industry. Today, Wipro has interests in sectors ranging from IT and consumer care to engineering and healthcare, with annual revenues of around $6 billion. Today, Wipro Technologies is a global services provider delivering technology-driven business solutions. Wipro is a leading provider of integrated business, technology and process solutions on a global delivery platform. Wipro realised early on that the increase in its productivity directly correlated to its contribution to greenhouse gas emissions. This realisation brought about changes to the company's manufacturing lines and the way it operates as a whole.
We think that we can't just focus on the current profitability and the current commercial success, but must focus on the future as well. There is no point in having a successful enterprise which does not have a future, not only in the company, but as the world as a whole.
Wipro has set aggressive greenhouse gas reduction targets. One initiative in this direction is EcoEye. Under EcoEye, the company looks at every dimension of its business with an eco lens and strives to weave an ecological sustainability into all aspects of its business. Its goals are to enable the company to reduce its carbon and water footprint, achieve defined levels of biodiversity, set new standards in recycling waste, and help employees achieve a smaller ecological footprint in their personal lives. Keeping 2008 to 2009 as the base year, Wipro hopes to achieve all of these goals over a 5-year time frame.
One of the ways we have measured ourselves is by the electricity consumption that we have on Wipro campuses. So starting from 2001-2002, per person power consumption has fallen from 338 kilowatts per person to 294 kilowatts per person over the last 7 years. Similarly, 52% of the water that we consume actually is either recycled water or rain harvested water. Similarly, less than 19% of the waste that we generate actually goes into a landfill.
Recently, Wipro launched the Eco Avenue and the biogas plant in its electronic city. The Eco Avenue houses green initiatives such as rainwater harvesting, a sewage treatment plant for water recycling, a paper recycling plant, and vehicle pooling points, among others. A pilot wind-solar hybrid power solution is also being installed at one of the Wipro offices. The biogas plant converts approximately 1.5 tonnes of food waste from the cafeteria into biogas. This biogas is reused for cooking in the campus kitchen. Used paper from the facility is shredded and converted into notepads in the in-house recycling plant. On top of this, Wipro has installed LED lights to replace existing fluorescent light fixtures to save energy, and has used glass in its buildings designed to block heat from the sun to reduce the use of air conditioning.
We use the solar power to light up all our boulevard lighting, parking lightings and so on. And that in combination with LED lighting, increases the amount of parking space or boulevards we can light up with this.
As a major part of EcoEye initiative, the Green IT programme was started in June 2008. Green IT acts as a catalyst for technology and business transformation in many areas of the business. The next step was to adopt technologies that are environmentally friendly and sustainable.
The thrust of EcoEye is to drive ecological sustainability in all its glorious dimensions, and to drive ecological sustainability in Wipro, as much as possible for us to contribute to civic society and the society that we live in, and of course with our customers. We've extended the philosophy of green to our customers by using our IT and IT services to make their businesses, their organizations green.
The core mission of Wipro Green Computing is to provide products that are safe for the environment. Wipro set up an environment management program that spans across its product lifecycle, from designing and manufacturing right up to the final disposal. Wipro recently disclosed its externally verified greenhouse gas emissions for its business and manufacturing operations, and committed to cut carbon emissions by 20% over the next 3 years, making it the first Indian company to commit to absolute emission reduction targets. As a result of these measures, Wipro was recently ranked second in the world in the latest edition of the Greenpeace Guide to Greener Electronics.
Going forward, what we have done is we have set a comprehensive benchmark for ourselves. Currently, our carbon footprint is 4.1 metric ton per person. Our goal is to reduce that number to 2.5 metric tons, which is a drop of 40% over the next 6 years.
Most of the solutions Wipro funds today, they're first tried internally. And as an IT company, we ourselves use very large computing and printer resources. So one of the solutions we have is to look at the energy consumption of the PCs and the printers. So we run some of the typical software solutions which control the usage of the printers and PCs, and switch off those devices when they're not in use.
With India rapidly expanding in the global market, it's important that companies such as Wipro recognise the importance of the environment and set the standard for other companies to follow its lead.
The challenges facing delegates in Copenhagen are huge. In order to achieve the recommended emissions cuts of 50% by 2050, industrialised nations must commit to reducing their emissions by 80% of 1990 levels, also by 2050. Individuals are already committing to this, but how easy is it for multinationals to do the same?
HP is one of the world's largest IT companies. Although IT industry accounts for just 2% of the world's greenhouse gas emissions, HP believes it has an important role to play in helping to reduce the remaining 98% of global greenhouse gas emissions. HP understands that environmental concerns are increasingly driving corporate and customer decision-making.
HP has a multifaceted strategy to address the risks of climate change and energy conservation. It starts with our operations by reducing the footprint of our offices, our data centers, and our manufacturing facilities. And then we look at our supply chain and work with our suppliers to reduce the footprint which is embedded in our products and supplies. Then we help our customers reduce their own footprint by improving the energy efficiency of our products and solutions.
A key component of HP's climate change strategy is developing new products and services that will ensure this strategy can be put into practice. HP Halo Telepresence is one solution that HP has developed to allow businesses to save time and money, as well as to improve their green credentials without traditional added cost or sacrifice in quality. HP launched the first Halo Telepresence solution in December 2005 in partnership with DreamWorks Animation. HP Halo is a state-of-the-art video conferencing solution that brings meeting attendees from around the globe into an environment that feels as if they are just across the table. Real-time, high-quality voice, video and data links reduce the need for face-to-face meetings and in return reduce the amount of business travel required. Users are also able to view documents up close and share product information as if they were in the same room.